Okay, guys, you ready? You ready? Death once had a near Chuck experience. Chuck Norris can cut through a hot knife with butter. Chuck Norris has a grizzly bear carpet in his room. It's not dead, it's just afraid to move. Ooh! When Chuck Norris was born, the only one who cried was the doctor. Never slap Chuck Norris. Jesus can walk on water, I can swim on land. When there's a meteor shower, Chuck Norris grabs a bar of soap. Okay, that one's alright. That's a pretty good pun. Chuck Norris killed 2 birds with 1 stone. If by some paradox in the space-time continuum, Chuck Norris were ever to fight himself, he'd win. Ah! Chuck doesn't use the Force uses Chuck. That's the best one yet! Chuck Norris likes his meat so rare, he only eats unicorns! Chuck Norris was here, and he chose scissors! Ah! Chuck Norris has been to Mars, but rock beats scissors. Chuck Norris has been to Mars, that's why there are no signs of life! Ah! There is no such thing as global warming. I got cold, so I turned up the sun. Wrong! Chuck Norris doesn't get cold. Cold gets Chuck Norris! When I slice onions, onions cry! I cry when I read these fucking jokes. Subspace Emissaries World's Conquest by Aura Channeler Chris. The man thanked Chuck Norris, who blushed as a response. Oh, anyone else, you said you have some kind of almighty and strong name? I'm sure I heard, Chris said, more embarrassed. They went to the Blue Pig Mask, and Who Flung Poo asked for tickets to see the DCMC band. The Blue Pig Mask nodded, and he gave them 6 tickets. They did 5 minutes work! How is that enough to qualify for a lengthy break? They must have a very inefficient, business plan around here. I mean, we don't know what the fuck they're making, aside from generating electricity, I guess, for some nefarious purpose. But if all they need to do is show up, get their work permits, work for 2 minutes, and then fuck off and go and see a concert, it can't be practical. Alright, the Blue Pig Mask nodded and he gave them 6 tickets. At that moment, Boney returned from the treadmills and went over to Lucas. Wait, where is Lucario? Chuck Norris asked. He went inside again to find Lucario still running in the treadmills, smiling happily. Lucario, we need to leave now. But I want to stay here, Lucario said without looking. What? Why? Running above this is great for doing exercise, and I don't want to leave yet. Chuck Norris thought for a moment. If I say I could take you to Hyrule for you to run around the fields freely, would you stop running on the treadmill? With those words said, Lucario was kneeling down in front of Chuck Norris. Fine, I'm convinced, Lucario said, smiling a little. But you knew you were going to go to fucking Hyrule anyway, because you got to get about 6 different links. Well, you already got Toon Link, in fairness. So there's Adult Link and there's Kid Link, and that's both Ocarina of Time, right? So, yeah. Wonderful. Hyrule Field it is. Fine, I'm convinced, Lucario said, smiling a little. Okay, let's go. The others are waiting for us. Chuck Norris and Lucario left the building. And so the group forfeited their fake names. No! I wanted Chuck Norris to stay in the story. I wanted to read more about Chuck Norris's exploits. I bet Aura Channeler Chris, took a lot of pleasure in calling himself Chuck Norris. Goes on about how Chris isn't a Mary Sue or whatever. But you fucking call him Chuck Norris. It's all good. Club Titty Boo. Mountain. Lucas, Boney, Popo, and Nana were waiting for Chris and Lucario near the gondola. Lucas had already handed the tickets to the man controlling the gondola. Chris and Lucario came back and they took the gondola towards the top. So, what do we need to do in the club again? Nana asked. Well, there's a man named Duster who went missing some years ago, Lucas said. And then I heard he was seen in the club. And Wes told me to find him. And now it's W-E-S-S, so I guess it is Wes. Whatever. I'm going to call him Wes and Wes. All we have to do is find this Duster person, Lucario asked. Pretty much, but I don't know if we can find him. We are reaching the top now, Popo pointed out, and they reached the top of the big hill. No, it's not a big hill, it's a mountain. The big hills and mountains are two very discrete entities, I can assure you. They reached the top of the big hill. Club Titty-Boo. Entrance. I'm feeling a bit lightheaded, so I might cut this part a bit short, because I need to go and get some water. Probably from all the screaming about Chuck Norris. Lucas found a gift in a tiny bridge, but there were fireworks inside, and they instantly went high up to sky and exploded. Okay. Presumably the fireworks and not the smashers. What was the point of that? Lucario asked. I have no idea, Popo commented with a shrug. They walked towards the entrance of the club, where they found two guards, guarding the entrance, of course. We don't allow pets inside, Skinhead said. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Oh, so much for that, Nana said. Ellipsis, Lucas looked down and walked away. We could have entered, but we have two dogs with us, Popo said. That's too bad. Who is the second dog again? Lucario asked, annoyed, before they left. But 5 minutes later, they all returned back, but this time, Boney was dressed like a kid walking in two paws. And Lucario, he just wore a DCMC hat that was just flying out of nowhere. Okay, so they still see the chest spike, and they still see the blue and yellow fur, and they still see the red glowing eyes and the fucking snout, but he's wearing a hat, so it's all good. He just wore a DCMC hat that was just flying out of nowhere. Heh heh heh. Sorry, no. Heh heh. Get it? Nowhere Islands. Oh, you're a good one, Aura Channeler Chris. You're too familiar, Neckbeard, the other guard spoke. Are you sure you're not a dog? Boney whined in his mind while he sweated. The others gulped and wished for something to happen. That's when the doors behind them opened up with a slam, and a young waitress with pinkish hair walked out. Wait! They are coming with me! She yelled. Violet, are they coming with you? Neckbeard asked. Well, you don't seem to get that many visitors on a daily basis, but still. Well, yes, Violet said as she looked at Chris, Lucario, Popo, and Nana. At least two of them, she muttered to herself. If they are friends of Violet, then they can come in, Skinhead said, moving away. Besides, I guess that boy over there is definitely not a dog in disguise. Heh 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 heh. Lucas laughed nervously with the others except Lucario. What are you waiting for? Violet asked. Come on in, quick. And the three entered the theatre with the help of the mysterious waitress Violet. The grumpy one looked more like a dog than the shorter one, don't you think? Neckbeard asked. Meh, who cares as long as we get paid? What the? Meh, who cares as long as we get paid? Oh fuck, who cares as long as we get paid? Is what Skinhead said. I'd say so. That's another line of dialogue, presumably from Neckbeard. Lovely name, Neckbeard. Club Titty-Boo. Lobby. Inside the club, they found themselves in a fancy lobby with everything that a usual theatre had. Soda machines, a snack bar, people walking around, and two corridors, one at each side of the double doors that leaded to the concert hall. And welcome, Violet said cheerfully. Welcome to Club Titty-Boo, where we haven't had any accidents except for that time a drunken guy drank dirty toilet water, and... Welcome, she said, avoiding a shrug from what she said. Avoiding a shrug. Okay. You hate your job, right? Popo asked suddenly.
Besides the fact I mostly serve to perverts who look underneath my skirt and they end up with some black eyes, I'm pretty much fine, Violet said. And yes, this job surely sucks butt.
Sucks butt. Oh, that's unpleasant imagery. I suppose it is a metaphor of sorts. I can't discredit or channel Chris for that one. I can discredit him for the reprehensible content of the rest of the chapter, though.